Here we are, another episode of Thursday Thunder, and we are closing the show with a world title feud ender in a cage, worthy of a pay-per-view. So, Scott Steiner is going to retain his world title. We knew he was going to. He's going to do it cleanly over Dustin Rhodes this time, and that is going to end their feud. I'm hoping it won't do Dustin Rhodes any harm. It was a push too soon into the main event for Dustin. So I have got my plans for Scott Steiner next time and for the Bash at the Beach feud. So we're going to get Scott Steiner to feud with Jeff Jarrett next. Obviously, Jeff Jarrett needs to finish his feud now with Lashley. And he's going to have an interview today after what happened in the last match. He had an interview in the last show as well. And he's basically Shane Helms has called Jeff Jarrett out. Jeff Jarrett has responded saying, right, he's going to beat him and he's going to tell Lashley not to get involved or he will pay for it. Of course, Lashley does get involved and costs Jeff Jarrett the victory, making him look bad. This little angle here is a little bit of a risk. They're not feuding, but Goldberg is going to attack Rey Mysterio backstage. It's a way to keep these two guys active, giving them a segment. Maybe they'll work well together, but they're not feuding because Rey Mysterio is feuding with Konnan, but Goldberg's just randomly going to attack Rey Mysterio. So let's see how it goes down. Maybe they can have a match on Showdown. Anyway, let's go back to chronological order. Let's go back to the start. For Filthy Animals 2001, Billy Kidman and Chavo are going to gain more experience in a winning effort against the Harris Boys and Kaz and Yang, who haven't appeared yet this month. We've got a stable angle here for Rat Pack haven't appeared much, and Shane Douglas, Chris Candido, and the Boogie Knights are going to come into the ring whilst Dusty is giving an interview, speaking to the crowd, and they're going to beat up Dusty Rhodes, so that can lead into a nice little match on Showdown, including Dusty. Hardcore Championship, Konnan beating Brian Knobbs. I said Knobbs is going to appear soon for his solitary monthly appearance until he leaves, and this is it. Norman Smiley over Bam Bam Bigelow, a nothing match between two mid-carders. Chris Kanyon saying to Rey Mysterio he's still waiting for his shot back at the US title because he's not faced him since the Great American Bash. Interview of Sting keeping up his feud with Sid Vicious, and we've got new tag champs. Luckily, Nash and Buff had no reservations about this. Nash and Buff are going to lose their tag champs in a 4-way elimination match against the Perfect Event, Jindrak and O'Hare, and also the Mamelukes. So, let's see how this goes down. Not a bad little opener. Young Dragons, Filthy Animals 2001, and Harris Boys there. That went down well for Rat Pack and Dusty Rhodes. I do want to utilise the Rat Pack more. I've not done as much as I should have with them because I've had other things to focus on, but I do like the Rat Pack. I think they're one of the better stables that I've created. Konnan, Brian Knobbs. For hardcore titles gained in image. About what I'd expect for that match. 58%. It's a card filler, isn't it? Jarrett lost overness from this. That's not great, but never mind. He's still going to be very over. Bam Bam Norman Smiley. Again, what I'd expect, maybe a few percent higher, but it's a mid-card match, keeping both guys happy. That's all it is. Chris Kanyon backstage, 80%. Always gives a good interview. The tag match, yeah, four-way tag matches don't typically go down that well. And with Nash and Buff involved, that did decent. Sting backstage, laying into Sid. He didn't lose any overness from this, so that's positive. Jarrett, Shane Helms, fantastic. And Shane Helms gained overness. Jeff Jarrett being a good sport there. There we go. Rey Mysterio and Goldberg. That went down pretty well, actually. So expect a match between Goldberg and Rey Mysterio very soon. Dustin Rhodes, Scott Steiner. Yeah, overall a good feud, but slightly too soon for Dustin Rhodes. And the logical thing would have been now to feud Scott Steiner with Booker T, but obviously Booker T is injured and it's a big blow, but we're going to sort that out. So the crowd love that. Match quality not great. They're not usually that great in the main events and for between the big heavyweight world title contenders. The match quality does tend to lack. Anyway, 73, good solid show. I'm happy with how that went. Let's see if there's any aftermath. 4.34, pretty good for Thunder, I think. Yeah, Scott Steiner like that. Don Harris wants to be demoted. Okay, I think he's leaving anyway. Let's see where Don is. Donny Harris. Let's alter him down. That is very honest of you. Well done. Unhappy workers. Stay much for saying Goldberg, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio, I think we can turn around again, but Goldberg, he's been like this for a few months now, and it's really quite annoying. But we don't want to lose him to the WWF. That's what we don't want to happen. So let's have a look at the feuds now. How are we getting on with this one? Okay, that's ready to be ended. Rey Mysterio and Konnan for the US title. That's good. So Sid Vicious and Sting. And I'm hoping that'll do Sid Vicious a lot of good. Storm of the Cats. That's a nice balanced feud there. And this one is still going between Jarrett and Lash LaRoe. We're on the 22nd of June now. When is the Bash at the Beach? 15th of July. So yeah, we've got 3-4 weeks. We've got nearly a month, so we've got quite a bit of time to sort that event out. So it'll be very interesting. It'll be interesting to see at Starrcade what else will have happened between now and then. Let's just have a look. Dustin Rhodes, 85 over upper mid carder. Scott Steiner, how's it done him? 97, top guy. Yeah, there we go. Jeff Jarrett, he's 95. Yeah, we're doing pretty well here, aren't we? Let's see what Goldberg is at the minute, by the way. 92, he's still very high, Goldberg. So there we go. Anything else? We need to start some new feuds soon. But yeah, I'll sort out what the feuds are going to be. And I'll sort out the next show for Showdown. But we know Konnan and Mysterio. I know Goldberg beat up Rey Mysterio. They could have a match soon. But I think we need to finish the Konnan and Mysterio feud first. And also for Sid Vicious and Sting one. So that'll be a good one to end to see where all those guys are at after those feuds, and we can get cracking on what we're going to do at Bash at the Beach with hopefully a good build-up.